Former UFC light heavyweight champion and current heavyweight champion Jon Jones has seemingly squashed his beef with current UFC middleweight champion Israel Adesanya. During a recent interview with Fox Sports Australia, Jones was asked if he regretted not seeking to take on the last stylebender during a period over the years when they were seemingly in a Twitter battle every other week. Jones was quick to shoot down the suggestion that he had any interest in the fight and went on to explain that he doesn't believe their careers even deserve comparing, saying, "I feel like my legacy and my career are past his. If this was like an Instagram following competition, then yeah, we'd be neck and neck. But when it comes to our body of work, there's no competition, and there's no reason for me to compare myself to him. He's done great things, and people say there's lots of room in the sky for many stars, and he is undoubtedly a star, but I feel like our careers are really uncomparable. Not a fight that I need, no." Despite basically saying that Israel is nowhere near his status when it comes to MMA legacy, Jones' comments actually come across as the nicest thing he has actually said about Adesanya since their beefing began, hinting that potentially the beef might be over. Along with commenting on the Adesanya beef, Jones also went on to confirm that after the Stipe fight, which is yet to be finalized and announced but is pretty much a sure thing, Jones will be retiring from the sport. However, put a caveat that a fight with Francis Ngannou could tempt him to stick around a little longer, saying, "Yeah, I do believe a Francis Ngannou fight would be worth entertaining, not retiring, yeah. I think if a Francis fight would come with some serious revenue, and I think that would make it worth my while. Francis is a former champion and he's pretty damn popular here in America and across the world. He's very well known and it would bring in a lot of money, and for that, I would be willing to come back." Whilst it is highly unlikely that Francis will step back into the octagon and take on Jones, we can always dream. Do you think Jones should retire after the Stipe fight? And how do you see that fight playing out? Freshly retired perennial UFC welterweight contender Jorge Masvidal has hinted at a potential post-fighting professional wrestling career. He didn't look like the same Jorge Masvidal in his uneventful clash against Gilbert Burns on April 8th, as it seems time has caught up with the once exciting fighter, notching in his 4th consecutive loss before deciding to retire. Whilst he seems busy with his fight-bred promotion that has already seen huge names like Roy Jones Jr., Anthony Pettis, Vitor Belfort, Jacare Souza, and more, Jorge Masvidal has hinted that if the money is right, he is willing to step in and do some professional wrestling. He was speaking on ESPN MMA when asked about wrestling potentially coming up in his future, to which he said, "If it's AEW, if it's WWE, if it's at a parking lot at KFC, as long as they pay me, we can play. I'll go over there right now, and domesticate the F out of these pro wrestlers. They need some discipline and direction over there. I'm the dude to do it to them. They send me over there, Endeavor, AEW, wherever the F they want to send me to. I'll go show these guys some discipline and put them right in line and domesticate them. But they gotta pay your boy, and that's a nice ticket right there. If they're gonna pay me, yeah." Whilst a move to professional wrestling would seem like a cakewalk for someone who just retired from a decorated career in actual fighting, the physicality may prove to be too much for the 38-year-old. However, if the money is right, it looks like we may see Jorge Masvidal jump over to professional wrestling. Jake Paul has come out of the woodwork to defend Francis Ngannou after the potential deal between the Predator and One Championship fell through this week. Whilst earlier in the week it was seeming like things might come together for Francis Ngannou and One Championship, after the promotion's CEO Chatri Sityodtong met with the fighter to discuss a potential deal, it was revealed that the two couldn't come to terms with non-financial matters, according to Chatri. Whilst there have been rumours swirling that Francis was asking for stipulations, such as letting him sit on the board and decide his opponent's pay, it is unclear what the exact reason was and why the deal fell through. YouTuber turned pro boxer Jake Paul has stepped in to defend Francis Ngannou through this seemingly uncertain period of his career. He tweeted out the news that One had decided against offering the deal to Francis and said, "Funny how promoters always try to devalue fighters for their own benefit/narrative. Francis is the best heavyweight MMA fighter in the world and he deserves to be treated as such." How do you feel this whole situation is going to play out? Could we see Francis hop over to PFL, where Paul is planning on making his future MMA debut? Let me know in the comments. That's all the MMA water cooler talk for this week. Thanks for watching Undisputed MMA. For more MMA and UFC content, please like and subscribe to the channel and be sure to hit the bell notification to keep up to date with the latest in fight news.